Oh, this is not a spring chicken. And yes, just as we go into the holidays and it's a slow time for real estate anyway. Oh, Obama says he didn't mean to stop all housing sales. Well, for now, we're going to bring Oldecam on with comments on the headlines of today.
In the middle of our little rocky background, folks.
Yeah, John Rockefeller, Harry Reid to discuss the climate vote.
Oh, yeah, because the Democrats, they don't know they lost the election, so they're going to ram through once again. Obama is doubling down to get what he wants, and then he's going to be moderate. Well, after he's got everything...
Well, yeah.
It's another coyote moment for the Republicans. Well, I thought that he would be sensible.
And Obama's G20 failure moves global economy to the brink of protectionism.
Well, yeah, because they know that this... the leaders don't like Obama. The news editors may love him because he condemns this country, but this guy is trying to destroy the economy. He wants the American dollar to be completely destroyed so that the Chinese yuan will be put in charge, so that we'll take our proper place as a third world country. And since we are the largest market in the world, they don't want that to happen, folks.
And it has been recommended that Obama... Well, it has been recommended over and over. Illegal immigrants can qualify for in-state college tuition, a court rules.
Yeah, you can't. Americans, people that are here legally can't, but an illegal immigrant can.
That's BS. I mean, for example, if I wanted to go to school in Massachusetts, I have to pay out-of-state tuition.
Yeah, but not if you're an illegal immigrant. Basically, the Democrats are protecting the illegal immigrants versus the people that were born here or came here legally, and they're going to lose it in the Supreme Court. They said the Supreme Court.
That is total BS.
Because there is a law, a federal law, that directly prohibits what the state of California and other states are doing. This California courts have basically said state law trumps federal law, which it doesn't.
It doesn't.
If you're using federal money, you have to obey federal laws, and they said they don't have to anymore.
Well, I think they took a page from Obama.
I know.
They're like making up all their own rules.
No, it's just remember, everything that's done in Ninth Circuit Court of Appeals is overthrown by the Supreme Court. I don't know why they have that court is even there when they basically are overthrown like 9 out of 10 times.
Oh, are they really?
Whatever they rule on, you rule against it, and you're almost always 100% correct.
And it's all over for the Republicans as they yet again buy his statement that he is a moderate. I mean, duh. That
we can deal. He has now seen the light. He understands that he should have been more bipartisan. No, he's been saying that since the day he got elected. He hasn't changed it. He hasn't even changed the wording. They went back and said that that he should have been more bipartisan. I should have been more bipartisan. I should have communicated better. He's basically said the same things like about 2,000 or 3,000 times in speeches.
Death toll in New Delhi building collapse climbs above 60.
No, the problem is they don't build. It's a typhoon world, and they don't build their homes. Modern homes are not built to handle the situation. Modern buildings aren't. You'd think they'd have learned, but they never do.
Chancellor of the Exchequer, George Osborne's plan to cut 500,000 jobs and slice welfare benefits was met with demonstrations across London.
Because they don't have any money. They're broke. When you're broke, you have to stop spending. But the problem is the people that are getting stuff for free, they want the spending to continue no matter what.
Of course they do, because how else are they going to survive?
But they can't. There's no more money. You cannot. Like I said, Margaret Thatcher said, socialism ends when the last dollar from the last person making any money has been taken from them.
Suspected U.S. strike kills 15 militants near the Afghan border.
Well, yeah, because they're getting basically the whole world is condemning Obama and his... Well, the trick is, Obama thinks it's the perfect world is that you fire missiles into areas, which you have no control over once the missile is actually sent into for the kill. You can either blow it up or let it hit its target. Since the target changes before it gets there, you 9 times out of 10 hit innocent people.
Oh, and Obama in Japan, what a difference a bad year makes.
Yeah, well, they don't like him. I mean, well, they thought that he was going to be different. He was going to help, that he was going to solve the problems that they said George Bush caused. Unfortunately, Obama is not the savior of the world economy. They're saying that this guy is trying to destroy the economy of the world.
He is. Oh, Oh, the world, not just the United States now, huh?
Well, no, he doesn't. He thinks that by destroying the economy of the United States, that the United States will then take their rightful place as a third world country.
I know. Can you believe he's our president?
He's our president. They don't know who he's the president of, but he's not the president of this country. The world leaders keep telling him you can't do what you're doing, but since he only 20% of people that work for the White House have ever actually worked for a living.
Rango continues to smile.
He's been convicted of criminal misconduct. They convicted him of. He didn't even. He said it's illegal because he didn't have a lawyer. He was not allowed to represent himself in court.
Well, it wasn't a formal court though. It was just a panel, wasn't it?
I know they don't have the same rules. But see, the problem is generally when they convict you in the House of a serious ethics problem, they generally come up with a court case next. So he'll basically resign from office. He'll have to. And then they're going to stick him with $2 or $3 million in money restitution. So I mean, this guy, like for a decade, he never reported that he was renting the house that he was supposed to be living in New York to somebody else.
Oh, as a congressman?
And then living in a rent-controlled area.
What?
Yeah. So he didn't report $600,000 in income.
Wait. The house he was supposed to be living in as a congressman.
That was a legal resident was being rented to somebody else. He also didn't tell people that he had residence, that he had places in the Bahamas and other things, and so just basically and they warned him about it. They told him to fix the problem, and he simply, because the Democrats were in charge, he didn't care because he's in charge of the committee that was investigating himself.
Well, they still found him guilty.
Well, but he figures that he's a Democrat, and they don't care. Laws are for other people, not for Democrats.
Student fees protests turned violent.
That's all over Europe. They're raising the cost of education to cover the actual cost because the countries are broke. They no longer can afford to subsidize free education for their people. You're going to have to pay for it like you used to. That's what I can remember when I was young. My father said, you got to go to college because college is going to separate you from everybody else. And then all of a sudden, everybody started being allowed to go to college.
Which means your college degree becomes less valuable.
It becomes like a high school diploma.
Mm-hmm. And Alaska Tally shows Senator Murkowski with 1,706 vote lead.
Which means they'll never hold up when they do that, when they go to the courts.
Yeah, and Obama has a listening problem.
Well, yeah, no matter how many times he's told that, the whole world is telling him, you can't do it, you can't do it. He goes over to Europe, goes to Asia and said, you need to have unions come in and help you correct the problem because you wouldn't have this problem if unions were there. You need to spend more money. If you spent money helping form trade unions, your country's going to be stronger. Well, let's see. China does not have trade unions, and China is a socialist country because they know what the problem caused with unions is. They saw it happen in the Soviet Union, folks.
Airline passengers upset over scanners and pat down.
Oh, they basically said that they've gone too far. I heard some of the people last night said that she made a mistake. She said, if they want to do a strip search of me in order to keep me safe, I'm perfectly happy with this. So about half a dozen police officers from the building came in and said, well, take your clothes off. We're going to make you happy. Well, I know. See, this is the whole trick. They've went too far with their scanners.
They've gone too far. It's like when they were going through all of the people's stuff on how many ounces of liquid. Yeah. It's like I remember people sitting there saying the people were going through their stuff trying to think about what they would take out of it.
Yeah, they threatened a guy. But they threatened a person for saying that he was going to bring criminal charges for violation of his civil rights. So they threatened to have him arrested. So now he's filing criminal charges against Gianna Napolitano. He has a constitutional right, and her response is, well, when he bought that ticket, they gave up their Fourth Amendment right. And they also pointed out it's not on a ticket.
Oh.
You gave up no rights.
You don't.
It is not specifically stated that you surrender your rights of privacy.
No, you don't.
If it's not there, and she says, well, it's implied. No, it's not.
No, it's not. It never was.
Basically, he basically wants the people that were doing the pat down arrested, and he wants the people thrown in jail that threatened to have him arrested for complaining his constitutional rights have been violated. They said Napolitano is on the way out, and they also said that the scanners and the pat downs are on the way. They don't have that in other. They don't have it in Israel, and has the most strict security in the world. First of all, they don't let people get on the planes that they think they're going to blow the plane up.
Yep.
In this country, It's politically incorrect to do profiling, but it's perfectly all right to have pictures of Martin Scorsese floating all over the country that are supposed to be destroyed.
See, that's totally wrong.
They don't care. They're Democrats.
And a Monty Bubbleism from the Mark Twain of the Animal Kingdom.
Okay, when you get old, you know that when a politician is telling you something that you absolutely know isn't true.